Today is an exciting day because we are going to take all the hours you spent learning vocabulary, practicing pinyin, and mastering your tones, and we're going to put it all together. We are going to form sentences in Chinese. Let's go! By the end of this video, you should be able to do 4 things. Form a basic sentence in Chinese, negate that sentence, add an auxiliary verb, and finally, add a location. So let's start with the most basic sentence first. So a basic sentence has 3 parts. You have the subject, which is the person or thing you're talking about, the verb, which is what the person or thing is doing, and the object, which is being modified by the verb. So for example, you have I am a student, where I is your subject, am is your verb, and a student is your object. Thankfully, in Chinese, you have the exact same format here. 我是学生. Subject, verb, and finally your object. You should also know that there is no conjugation of the verb in Chinese, so it does not change depending on who your subject is, like in some languages. And also, the A kind of just disappears. So it's just, I am student. And that's understood as, I am a student. All right, so let's look at a few more examples here. 他是老师. He is a teacher. 他吃饭. She eats food. 我有朋友. I have friends. So now we're going to learn how to negate a sentence in Chinese. There are 2 words we use to negate a sentence. The first one is 不, and the second one is 没. And I put 有 in parentheses because most of the time it's attached to 有. 没有. If 有 means to have, 没有 is to not have. So have not. I haven't eaten. You would always use 没, and you wouldn't use 不, so don't make the mistake of saying 不有 to try to say you have not. It's 没有. For most other situations, you would use 不 to negate your sentence, and you can think of it as do not in English. Now, where do you put this 不 and 没 in a sentence? You put it behind the subject and before the verb. So back to our example sentence, you can say 我不是学生. I am not a student. Now, you might be thinking, well, wait a minute. I thought you just pronounced 不 with a 4th tone, so like 不. But over here, it's a rising tone, it's a 2nd tone. So there's like a little rule with 不, and most of the time it is pronounced like that. But if it precedes a word that is a 4th tone, like 是, then you say it with a rising tone. If you think about it, it kind of makes sense because you're kind of going up and down. It makes it easier to say 不是, as opposed to 不是, which is a little bit weird. Okay, so let's look at our example sentences again and make them negative. 他不是老师. He is not a teacher. 他不吃饭. She does not eat. 我没有朋友. I don't have friends. Ugh, what am I going to do? But what's this sentence over here? 他没有吃饭. That's she hasn't eaten. As opposed to she won't eat, you're saying over here that she does eat, but she has not eaten yet. 她没有吃饭. So the third point of this video is auxiliary verbs. Now, what are auxiliary verbs? They're basically whenever you want to say, I want to do something, where your object includes a verb, your main verb kind of becomes the object, and the auxiliary verb kind of acts as your main verb. So like, I want to eat. Right? Eat is your verb, and want is your auxiliary verb. Lucky for you, in Chinese, it's exactly the same thing. Everything just kind of runs down. 我想吃饭 is I want to eat. 我 is your subject. 想, want, is your auxiliary verb. And then 吃 is actually eat. So this part's a little different, so let me explain this really quick. 吃 is eat. There is no to in Chinese. The verb stands by itself. I want to eat. But usually the verb needs an object to modify. Saying 我想吃 is a little weird. It feels incomplete. People might say it, but it's not proper. You want to say 我想吃饭. I want to eat food. Or fun is often referred to, or fun often refers to cooked rice as well. 我想吃饭. Now, some other common auxiliary verbs include 能, which is able to, 会, which is know how to, and 要, which is will. But the reason why I didn't include any English on here, and I'm not going to talk about this, is because this is way beyond the scope of this video. You could it's confusing. 能 means to be able to, but 会 can also mean to be able to. And 会 means I will, and 要 also can mean I will, or 要 can also mean I need to. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it right now. Go look it up. The main thing you have to remember is subject goes first, then attach the auxiliary verb, and then attach the verb, and don't forget to attach an object to your verb, and then you'll be good to go. So the last thing we're going to learn today is how to add a location in your sentences. This one's a little different than English. As you can see, it goes subject, location, verb, and then your object. So if you want to say, I study in Shanghai, you say, I 在上海 in Shanghai 学习 study. 在 is a location marker. It's like, it translates directly as at, but it's the same thing as in Shanghai. 在上海 is in Shanghai. And 学习 is study. And I put the object in parentheses because 学习 is like a verb by itself, but you can also say 学中文, study Chinese, or 学数学, study math, and you can put those objects at the end of your sentence. Now, if you want to add negation and an auxiliary verb to your location sentence, it gets a little complicated, so let me explain. Over here, we have 2 sentences and 4 scenarios. In the second sentence, we have a negation and an auxiliary verb, and in the first sentence, we just have the negation. But as you can see, you can put it in 2 different spots in the sentence, and it means slightly different things. So, first sentence and first scenario is 我不在上海学习. I not in Shanghai study. So in that sentence, you're saying, I'm not studying in Shanghai. But you're implying that you are in fact studying, just not in Shanghai. Maybe you're studying in Germany. Maybe you're studying in France. But you are studying not in Shanghai. The second scenario is 我在上海不学习. So in this sentence, you're saying you are in fact 在上海, 我在上海. You are in Shanghai, but you're not studying while you're there. Maybe you're in Shanghai on a business trip. 我在上海不学习, 我在上海做生意. Okay? The third scenario is 我不想在上海学习. I don't want in Shanghai study. I don't want to study in Shanghai. You want to study in Germany. You want to study in France, but you don't want to study in Shanghai. Or the fourth scenario is 我在上海不想学习. Again, you are in fact in Shanghai. 我在上海. That's a true statement. But what's not true is you 不想学习. You don't want to study. You are going to Shanghai, but you don't want to study there. Maybe you want to play. 我在上海不想学习. 我想去玩. So those are the 4 scenarios. A little bit confusing, but just remember that if you put your negation before your location, you're denying the fact that you're going to that location or that you want to be in that location. And if you put it behind your location, you're saying that you are in that location or you do want to go to that location, but you just don't want to do something else, whatever you're saying at the end of your sentence. Now it's your turn to try it. See if you can piece everything we learned today together in one sentence. I don't want to eat at the restaurant. If you don't know the Chinese, that's fine. Just order it in the correct order. Make sure you include the subject, the verb, the negation, auxiliary verb, location, and finally the object. Pause the video if you have to. And here's the answer. 我不想在饭店吃饭. I don't want at the restaurant eat food. Did you guys get it? If you did, great job. If you guys want to try to make more sentences in Chinese, feel free to leave anything you write down in the comment section, and I'll check them over and let you know if you did it right or not. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. 下次再见了，拜拜。